Want to run Linux on your Windows machine? There are three major ways to do it: WSL, VirtualBox, and dual booting. But which method is best for you, depending on your goals, performance needs, and workflow? In this video, we're breaking down everything you need to know about WSL, VirtualBox, and dual boot setup. Quick overview. Here's a quick introduction. WSL, or Windows Subsystem for Linux, lets you try Linux distributions directly inside Windows. No virtual machines needed. VirtualBox creates a full virtual machine there where Linux runs on top of Windows, isolated from the main system. Dual booting means installing Linux alongside Windows, letting you choose one at startup for full native performance. Each method offers different trade-offs between speed, ease of use, and system control. Performance comparison. When it comes to performance, WSL2 is very fast for most development tasks. It uses a lightweight virtual machine under the hood, but it feels almost native. File I/O between Windows and Linux can still be slower than the real Linux though. VirtualBox runs Linux inside a full virtual machine, which adds overhead. Expect about 80 to 90% of native performance, good enough for many tasks, but heavy applications will feel slower. Dual boot gives you 100% native Linux performance, just like running Linux on a standalone machine, ideal for gaming, heavy development, or resource-intense tasks. If you need maximum speed, dual boot is the king. For general coding, WSL is impressively fast. Ease of use and setup. Now let's talk setup difficulty. WSL is very easy to set up. Just enable it in Windows features, install your preferred distro from the Microsoft Store, and you're ready in minutes. VirtualBox takes a bit more work. Downloading the ISO, creating a virtual machine, allocating CPU and RAM, and installing Linux manually. Dual booting is the most complicated. It involves partitioning your hard drive, setting up bootloaders, and sometimes troubleshooting boot issues. If you want the easiest and safest setup, WSL is the clear winner. Use cases and flexibility. Each method fits different use cases. WSL is perfect for software developers, especially if you're working with Linux command line tools like Docker or web development. VirtualBox is great if you want to test multiple Linux distros, network simulations, or run Linux apps in a safe, isolated environment. Dual booting is best if you need full Linux for gaming, video editing, server development, or anything where performance is critical. For casual Linux usage and development, WSL or VirtualBox are enough. For hardcore Linux use, dual boot is necessary. Pros and cons summary. Let's break it down. WSL, pros, quick and easy to install, integrated with Windows tools, great for developers. Cons, not ideal for GUI-heavy apps or hardware access. VirtualBox, pros, full Linux desktop experience. Easy to run multiple systems side by side, safe testing environment. Cons, slower performance and uses more resources. Dual boot, pros, true native performance, for hardware access like GPU, etc. Best for heavy tasks like gaming or compiling large code bases. Cons, complex setup and inconvenient switching between OSs. So if you need occasional Linux access while mainly staying in Windows, WSL is perfect. If you want full isolation or multiple OSs, go with VirtualBox. And if you're serious about Linux and need top performance, dual boot is your best bet. Ideal scenarios, real life examples. Here are some quick scenarios. Web developer, use WSL for easy Linux access without leaving Windows. Penetration tester, use VirtualBox to spin up Kali Linux safely inside your system. Gaming or Linux with Proton, set up a dual boot for maximum performance. Learning Linux basics, start with WSL or VirtualBox. No risk to your main system. Conclusion. WSL, VirtualBox, and dual booting each have their strengths and weaknesses. Think about your needs: speed, ease of use, flexibility, and choose the setup that matches your goals. So which one do you use? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my other tech breakdowns. So see you in the next one.